Breeze Corner, and I'm back with another video, a story time for you guys. Today's story time will be about my first job. Let's get into it. So, I'm what you would call a late bloomer, and I've always been like that ever since I can remember, ever since my elementary school years, nursery school years. I've always been a late bloomer. Basically, what that entails, if you don't know what late bloomer is, basically it's somebody who's always kind of lagging behind, doesn't come up as quickly or develop as quickly. And I kind of was a late bloomer when it came like the things I need to do, like school, riding the bike, um, getting my license. I've always been like that. I don't know why. It just always takes me a little bit longer to do what everybody else is doing when they're doing it. And getting a job was one of the many things I was a late bloomer in. Um, I guess I'll start by telling you why. So, when I left high school, um, when I left high school and I started GD classes, my main focus was kind of like, getting getting comfortable in my classes, focusing on GD, getting my GD and all of that. And that wasn't really a focus. And I when at that point everybody that I knew had a job or was getting jobs, so but that wasn't really a priority for me at the moment. So maybe after like a year into GD classes, my mom said, okay. She said, yeah. She said, I think it's time you try and get a job just to get used to the work field and stuff like that. Cause when you graduate, if you don't go back to school, you're gonna have to work. So I want you to start getting used to being in the work field. So I went on the hunt for a job. So I do have an app that I use, and I will do a separate video on that if y'all would like, and how I go about finding my jobs. I can do that also, if you would like. Just let me know. But I have an app I use called Indeed, and Indeed is it's a job search app. There's two I use actually, Snaggle Job and Indeed, but I kind of prefer Indeed because I get better results from it. But I downloaded Indeed on my phone, and the search was on. So I had attempted this one time before, and it didn't quite work out like I planned. So this time when I tried it again, it was a little different. But basically how Indeed works is you put in your location, your area, all that kind of stuff, and you do maybe like my first job was McDonald's, so I just typed in like restaurants in my area, and it brought up a list of restaurants that was hiring in my area, and McDonald's was the one. It was one like the first jobs I applied to, along with 100 other jobs. It took me, I would say, approximately 2 weeks to find a job. Period. So I searched for about 3 weeks. I think 2 or 3 weeks, and I finally caught something. Um, like early February, like towards the end of January, I caught something, and which was McDonald's. So I ended up going for an interview into McDonald's, and I did good. And I was now, at that point I had been on quite a few interviews, and I have a story time about my very first interview, how I bombed it completely. Like I bombed that interview so bad. But the place has called me back for multiple interviews since then, and I still haven't gotten a job from them. So that lets you know how bad I was at the beginning of all these. But so I went to interview, and the interview turned good. He said, "Okay, well, you're hired." So I signed the papers or whatever, and I had a job. So I had to go through. There's a process you have to go through. You have to watch the videos and stuff like that. Just stuff like that. And orientation, of course, I had to do that, and that was okay. And we actually have more than one location here, so I had to go to another location across town for my orientation, and I would start work, and I would have to call my employer um that day or the next day and ask when they wanted me to come in. When I came in, they immediately put me on the computer so I could start watching the training videos, and I had to do like a couple tests and stuff like that. So I was at McDonald's for about 6 months, and something about the food industry that I think very few people understand is that it's difficult. And I say this to say, not, the McDonald's wasn't a bad place to work. I think you're under a lot of stress when you work in the fast food industry, and that's just point blank period. And McDonald's is probably the most stressful. I worked at Little Caesars too, and I don't think Little Caesars was half as stressful as McDonald's was, because I think so they had what we call picking hour, and basically we had two picking hours, and our picking hours was morning and lunch. And I always work. I pretty much worked morning shift when I wasn't in school. So like on the days I wasn't in school, I pretty much worked morning shift. And like I say, McDonald's wasn't an awful place to work, but you have to have a strong mindset and back and I'm not gonna say backbone, but you have to be strong to work. You have to be a strong person to work in something like work in a place like that, because not saying that it was bad, but just because like people and how stressful it is, and how fast paced it is, and how you have to move, and and I think if I had to stay longer, it probably wouldn't have been such a big deal, because I got the hang of everything. Everything wasn't hard. I eventually got the hang of how to do everything. I think the thing I had trouble with was V-Reds, and basically V-Reds is just voided orders. It's like when it's like when a customer gives you and tells you that order, like, oh, I would like to get a number one, and I want it this way, this way, this way, and I also want to get a number two, and I want it this way, this way, this way. Um, you're not supposed to automatically start typing in the order when they're giving it to you. You're supposed to wait and try to remember it, and then put it in after. A rule of thumb, and I think that works for any restaurant. They tell you to do that, and it's a good idea, but I didn't do that, and I don't know why. It probably would have made working there a lot easier, and I probably wouldn't have had as many V-Reds as I had when I was there. But I could say that I was like I was a good worker. I came to work. Also, I was probably late one time in my whole career there, and basically it was because the schedule wasn't up yet. Nobody's fault, for real, for real. I enjoyed it. I made a few friends. I made a few people. I met a few people that I like to deal with. I always either work closing or I work morning shift. I barely, after I had been there, I barely ever worked the evening shifts. And the days I did work them, it was either because maybe somebody didn't show up to work that day and they need somebody to fill in for that spot. So I would be the one that would call, or maybe they put me on schedule for that day, you know. And I would always have at least 2 days off. But the fun thing about was the 2 days I always had off was always during the week. I never got the weekend off. So, if I did get the break during the week, it was nice, but I barely ever got a weekend off. And I like the, I mean, well, I go back. No, no, that's not. Fast food isn't for everybody, and I say that, and that usually ends up being people's first job around where I'm at, where I stay at. That usually ends up being people's first job. So, but most everybody I knew, they end up being their first job. So, I mean, I liked it. It was cool or whatever. I wouldn't do it again. I remember we had like this lady that worked in there with me, and she always worked morning shifts. So I would always see her, and you know how like when they asked you like to pull the car up to like the to like the window, like if they backed up on orders, they asked you to pull the car up to the window, pull the car up to like the park station, and like you bring out the order to them. And every time, every time she every time we needed somebody to take a order out, it would always be her. So we say, park car, and then we say her name. Park car, and so it used to be so fun because everybody used to say park car, and I would just die laughing. I would kill myself, and she used to pick at me all the time. That's not funny. That's not funny. And then she started trying to do me. Then she started trying to say park car, Embry, park car, and it was always I had a good time in there. There was this elderly man that used to come in there, and he used to come in and get the same breakfast every morning. I would always, cause he was elderly, I would just tell him to go sit down. I would always bring him his food and stuff like that, and make sure he didn't need any, just make sure he didn't need anything, or you know. And when he get ready, when I could always tell when he was through eating, cause he push his plate up and he have everything piled up. So I say, you done eating? I would go over and I get his plate and throw it away, and make sure he was good, make sure he didn't want to refill on coffee or anything. Just tried to make it as easy and as comfortable as possible, because I had a grandmama, my dearly departed grandmama, may she rest in peace, and I would have liked it. I would have loved was had somebody taking care of her like that if she came into a restaurant, or my grandfather, may he rest in peace. I would have loved that somebody would have took the time to take care of them, make sure they didn't need anything. So I always try to like extend that kind of gratitude when I come in contact with the elderly person. And I think that's something young folks need to get back into to doing, being respect being respectful of their elders. I know that sometimes elderly people make you mad, and you can go off, and you can do this, but please have respect, because I always think about my grandma, and and if it was her, or if she was in this position, I wouldn't want anybody disrespecting her. And you have to think about that too. If you have grandparents or your parents are elderly, you need to think about how you treat the elderly community, because you have to remember that these people are are basically how why we are where we are, and you have to give them their props and their respect. And I can't it makes me mad when I see somebody my age or younger than me disrespecting the elderly person. That makes me so mad, because be the bigger person. Come on now. I know, they do things sometimes that make you mad, but please try and be respectful, because if it was your parent or your grandmama, being treated like that, you'll be thinking differently. And then it don't got worse, so, nowadays. Well, not really, but kind of. It was at one point getting worse, where people wasn't being very respectful. So please try and be respectful of the elderly, because somebody said that's a wisdom you can't get. And if you are lucky enough to still have your grandparents in your life, have conversations with them, talk to them, try to be as close as possible with them, because some of the things I learned from my grandma, I cherish forever, because those moments are moments I never get back, and I miss her oh so greatly. Oh so greatly, I miss her. So I just want to say that real quick, because that makes me mad when I see stuff like that. That was almost my career, actually. A CNA. I still might do it one day, when I decide to put this whole YouTube thing down. I still might go back and do that, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Cause let me just put it out here like this: I'm kind of over being in school. Not saying that if you want to go to school, you shouldn't. You should if you want to go. If that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, period. I think giving a chance, college is something everybody should experience at least once. You know what I mean? I know I intend to do it one day in the very far future, not anytime soon, maybe a couple years down the line. I'll be more than happy to do that if I don't have any kids by then. I'll be more than happy to experience that. But as for right now, I'm good. Life is very fulfilling for me right now. I'm very happy where I'm at. I'm doing something I've always dreamed of doing. YouTube. I like it. Like I said, this ain't nothing I want to get famous off of. I'm not looking for that. I just wanna. My mama called it my pulpit, and when she said it, I kind of said, huh. But she right, it is my pulpit, cause like I just be wanting to share my experiences. I got stories and stuff like that that I know people can relate to. I'm holding back on some of the stories because like I said, I'm trying. I got some things. I got some things going on. Like I got a job recently, so I'm about to start getting. And today I got a car, surprisingly, and I'm happy and kind of nervous. And just because it's like the first, the car is paid for, but it's like the first biggest responsibility I had outside of myself. Cause like I said, I don't got no kids. I've never really had any major bills. I still live with mom, so this is like the first big, big major responsibility that I ever had. And I'm excited and kind of nervous about taking it on because a car is a responsibility, a big responsibility, and I think it's something good to take on, because I need a car. But it doesn't take away from me being nervous about it. Y'all filmed this week, so I filmed one yesterday and I filmed this one today. I think the one I filmed yesterday should be just about uploaded by now. It's still processing. I actually got two on private right now. We're about to be two on private right now. I just want to get as many videos, on up and on private, so I have enough videos to bank, when I start working, so I won't be struggling trying to get videos out and give y'all content and then, work too. So I'm just trying to film as much as I can while I'm off and while I'm not working, and when I start, I won't be so stressed out about trying to get one up for y'all. Because like I said, this is one of my main focuses right now, this and working. I want to save some money. Oh, I still want to do that DIY video for y'all. I do have a couple story times about, a couple story times about McDonald's, me working in McDonald's and me working at Little Caesars. And I have a story time about some things that happened, like with customers and stuff like that happened while I was at McDonald's. If y'all would like to hear about those, I think today's video was just mainly focused on me working at McDonald's and how I got the job, and maybe one day I'll tell y'all why I didn't last long. Cause like I said, the food industry is not for everyone. I stand by that. It's not for everyone. But certain places are more low key than that. You know what I mean? Like Little Caesars, it was very low key. For real, for real. We had a lot of customers, but I think McDonald's kind of prepared me for that because the Little Caesars I worked at, it was just opening it up. It was just like it was a new location, so I got hired on when it was just on its grand opening, so it was a little more laid back, and I didn't stay there long enough to see how it would turn out later, so. I think I was there for about 7 months, and I was in McDonald's 6 months. And like I said, I enjoyed both. I kind of enjoyed Little Caesars a little bit more than I enjoyed McDonald's, and that was because of my coworkers. I had some good coworkers there, but those coworkers was a little bit more fun. That's the story time in itself. I can do that if you want to hear about those. And I can't. I guess my story times will get better with my life experience. Like I said, I haven't. As a 26-year-old, you would think that I would have experienced more than I have experienced, but the honest truth is, there's still a lot of things I haven't done yet. But there's still a lot of things I haven't done yet, and I would like to do one day. But it's all in God's timing. And so I can just be grateful for what I have experienced and what I have gotten to do. So, okay, I'm coming up 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm at 20 minutes. I'm about to go ahead and cut this short. I just want to tell that story. Like I said, I do have more stories about me quitting McDonald's and some of my experiences. I've been thinking about making like a maybe more than one, 5 or 6 story times in one about when I worked at McDonald's, and maybe one for Little Caesars too. I'm still working on ideas for these videos. Like I said, I have a list, but some videos I'm not trying to do too quickly because, like I said, I don't have that many views. I mean, that many subscribers yet. I'm appreciative, very appreciative for the ones I got. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know I'm a little long winded, and I talk a lot, but I think that what makes me perfect for YouTube. But thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I just can't thank you enough for watching. Like I said, I'm still coming up with ideas for story time, so I'm going to get better with that. Yeah, I need to hurry get this over with. But I'm working on that, and I do have a lot more story times, and I'm just gonna take my time and do some of the fun things first, and I'm gonna throw in a few story times here and there when I can. That was a very short story time because I intended it to be that way. Because I just wanted to vent, about some things I was a little nervous about, and I wanted to give y'all that story time. Like I said, I do have more about me working at McDonald's and me working at Little Caesars. Oh, and Indeed is also how I found my Little Caesars job too. If y'all do not have that app and you want a job, I swear to you, that is how you're gonna find a job. If you really want a job and you really want to work, that's how you're gonna do it. Get that app. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Get that app because that app is so helpful. Like, I deleted it. Dang it. I'm going to the app store and find it for y'all. Like I said, I recently got a job, so I feel like that app, see, right there, that first with the I, that's the Indeed app. Get it, look at it, play with it. See, can you find you a job? I promise you, it's perfect for that. I wouldn't lead you astray. If you want to try to snag a job, I wouldn't, but you can if you want to. Look, I'm about to be out because this video is already long enough, and I'm gonna have to spend a whole lot of time cutting some things out. So I'm just in the video how I end it every time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think, what you want to see, and I will do my very, very best to make that happen. Y'all stay blessed. Bye.